Imagine this, a dimly lit office in the heart of Seoul's underworld, shadows clinging to the walls like unspoken threats. The air hangs heavy with the scent of expensive cologne and polished wood. Behind a massive oak desk sits Kang Jin, the Korean crime lord whose name alone silences rooms. His white shirt crisp, black tie loosened just enough to hint at the strain beneath his iron control. His dark eyes bore into the visitor across from him, a man in a sharp suit, posture too stiff, words too smooth. And there in the corner, almost invisible in her neat black and white maid uniform, stands Christina, the young black woman hired just weeks ago, her composed stance belying the storm in her gaze. She watches. She waits. Then, as the visitor spins his tale of loyalty and deals sealed in blood, her lips part in a whisper only Kang can hear. He's lying. His aura bleeds crimson betrayal. Kang's hand freezes mid-gesture. The room tilts. What if the maid who sees every hidden knife in the dark becomes the crime lord's only salvation, and his deepest curse? What if one glance rewrites an empire built on deception? You've hidden secrets before, haven't you? That little lie that grew legs. Smash that like button right now if a single betrayal ever changed your world. Hit subscribe and ring the bell, because this story of forbidden visions, mafia oaths, and a love that defies the shadows will grip you for the next hour. The tense meeting explodes into chaos. The visitor draws a weapon. Kang moves like lightning. Christina's power ignites the night. But how did a simple maid unravel the kingpin's throne? Stay locked in. This is the tale of crimson auras and cursed hearts, and it starts right now. Let's rewind the clock to 3 weeks before that blood-soaked meeting, to the moment everything shifted. Picture the sprawling Kang mansion perched on a rain-slicked hill overlooking Seoul's glittering skyline, a fortress of black marble and iron gates, where deals are forged in whispers and enemies vanish without a trace. It's late evening, fog rolling in from the Han River like a living shroud. Christina steps through those gates for the first time, her single-worn suitcase in hand, the black and white maid uniform already crisp on her frame despite the long journey. She's young, poised, her dark eyes scanning the shadows with a quiet alertness that sets her apart from the other hires. No one knows she's fled here from across the ocean, chasing whispers of safety in this den of wolves. No one knows the curse etched into her blood, a gift from a forgotten realm where jealous sorcery twisted her sight forever. In dim light, betrayal doesn't hide. It glows. Crimson auras pulse around liars like wounds in the air, visible only to her, growing brighter with every deception spun. The head housekeeper, a stern woman with a ledger sharper than a blade, sizes her up. You start tonight. Silence is your wage. Eyes down, mouth shut. Christina nods, but her gaze drifts to the grand foyer where gold-leafed chandeliers cast long, flickering shadows. Already she sees it, a faint red haze around a guard's silhouette as he mutters to another about skimming profits. She bites her tongue. This isn't her world to judge. Yet. They lead her through labyrinthine halls lined with ancient Korean scrolls and modern surveillance screens, up to the servants' quarters. Her room is a narrow cell with a single bulb swinging overhead. As she unpacks, a petal slips from her pocket, a single blood-red rose petal, pressed dry from the last bouquet her mother sent before the curse took hold. It flutters to the floor, vivid against the gray stone. Doomed bonds, her grandmother used to say. Love that bleeds always wilts first. Christina crushes it under her heel, but the image lingers. Cut to her first shift in the lion's den. Midnight. The negotiation chamber. Polished oak desk dominating the room, walls paneled in dark walnut, a single low lamp casting pools of amber light. Kang Jin sits there like a statue carved from control itself, white shirt sleeves rolled to his elbows, black tie loosened just enough to reveal the pulse at his throat. He's interrogating the visitor, a mid-level supplier in a charcoal suit, sweat beading despite the chill. The shipment was light. Explain. The man leans forward, voice oily. Boss, it's the roots. Cops are crawling everywhere. I swear on my family, we delivered full. Christina moves silently along the perimeter, dusting shelves, her back to them. But in the low light, it hits her. A crimson aura erupts around the visitor's head, throbbing like a heartbeat, tendrils snaking toward his hands. Lies, deep ones. Her breath catches. She's never revealed her curse before, not in the States, not anywhere. Exposure means hunters from the shadowy realm tracking her down. But something in Kang's voice, that raw edge of a man tasting his own vulnerability, pulls at her. She drifts closer, tray in hand, pouring tea with steady fingers. Their eyes meet for a split second, his sharp, assessing, hers calm, too knowing. She tilts her head almost imperceptibly toward the visitor. Whispers so soft it's swallowed by the room's hum. He's lying. His aura bleeds crimson betrayal. Kang doesn't flinch. No blink. But his fingers tighten on the desk edge, knuckles whitening. The visitor prattles on, oblivious. I'd never cross you, Jin. You know my rep. In a blur, Kang's hand snaps out. A silenced pistol from the drawer, one shot. The visitor slumps, crimson spilling, not aura but real blood pooling under the desk. Christina doesn't gasp, doesn't run. She holds his gaze, electric tension crackling between them like a storm about to break. Who is this Maid? What power lets her see what no one else can? He rises slowly, circling her, close enough to catch the faint jasmine of her skin. You, stay. The guards drag the body away. Silence falls, thick as the fog outside. But in that locked stare, something fractures. Her curse stirs, unbidden, a flicker of gold threading through his aura, pure and unguarded. Trust. No, deeper. Hunger. The rose petal motif haunts her thoughts as she pockets another one that somehow reappeared in her apron, fresh, velvet soft. Their worlds have collided. A maid who reads betrayal. A crime lord who lives by it. What happens when the one person you can't lie to becomes the one you crave? If your heart's ever raced from a glance that saw too much, drop a comment below. What's the biggest secret you've ever kept from someone who mattered? Smash that like if you're hooked already. This empire's about to burn from the inside. We're just getting started. Now, let's pull back the veil on Christina's shadowed past, the curse that forged her into a weapon sharper than any blade in Kang Jin's arsenal. It happened 2 years ago, in a realm most would call myth, a hidden pocket of eternity tucked beyond the veil of our world, where ancient sorcery pulses through crystal spires and mist-wreathed forests. Christina wasn't always a fugitive maid. She was a seeker there, drawn by her grandmother's tales of starlit prophecies, chasing a lover who promised eternity. But he belonged to another, Elara, a sorceress with eyes like shattered obsidian and a heart rotten with envy. Elara's rival wasn't just for a man, it was for power. In a ritual chamber lit by floating orbs of foxfire, Elara cornered Christina, her voice a hiss of incantations older than time. You see too much, girl. Now you'll see only the rotten souls. A bolt of crimson ether struck her chest, searing the curse into her veins. From that moment, in any dim light, betrayal glowed, an aura that fed on lies, growing fangs when emotions ran high. Worse, it amplified every feeling, trust into blinding loyalty, desire into visions of shattering heartbreak. Passion didn't just burn, it foretold ruin. Christina fled that realm through a shattering portal, washing up in our world with nothing but nightmares and that first wilted rose petal clutched in her fist. Back in the Kang mansion, days bleed into nights under the weight of what she unleashed. Kang doesn't dismiss her after the execution. No, he keeps her close like a secret blade honed for war. Prove it again, he commands the next evening in a smoke-filled back room where his lieutenants huddle over minor deals, courier routes, protection rackets. Low lanterns flicker, perfect for her sight. The first man, a wiry accountant with nervous tics, swears his books are clean. Crimson erupts around him, faint but pulsing. Christina nods once. Kang's gaze flicks to her, then to him, a nod to his enforcer. The man's dragged out, screaming promises. The second swears loyalty on his children's lives, clean aura, steady gold. He walks free. Word ripples through the ranks, the boss has a new edge. But Kang's tests turn personal. Late one night, alone in his study, maps of rival territories spread before him, he pours her tea himself. Their fingers brush as she takes the cup, sparks, literal ones, jumping skin to skin. Her curse flares, not crimson, but a vortex of silver and gold swirling in his aura, raw vulnerability beneath the steel. He feels it too, his breath hitching. What do you see now? He murmurs, voice low as gravel. Truth, she whispers, and hunger. The air thickens, charged with forbidden chemistry. He steps closer, towering, the loosened tie framing the tattoos snaking up his neck. Dragons coiled in ink, symbols of his empire's oaths. Their moments multiply. A hand steadying her on slick marble stares after rain. Eyes locking across crowded halls during tense family dinners with his cutthroat siblings. Each touch amplifies the curse. Whisper. Visions of them entwined, then splintering in heartbreak's grip. His betrayal, her flight, empire's crumbling. She fights it, polishing silver until her hands ache, but the rose motif haunts her. Fresh petals appear in her pockets, unbidden, velvet red against the uniform's starch. Doomed bonds calling. Kang tests deeper still, pulling her into a shipment negotiation with a slippery arms dealer. Dim warehouse light, crates stacked like tombstones. The dealer's aura blazes scarlet mid-haggle. She alerts Kang with a subtle glass clink. Bullet to the knee, not death, information extracted in screams. "You're no maid," Kang growls later, pinning her against the mansion's ivy wall under moonlight too bright for auras but dark enough for secrets. "What are you?" Her heart hammers. "Cursed," she confesses fragments. The realm, the sorceress, not all, not yet. His fingers trace her jaw, electric. "Then curse me too." The pull is magnetic, passion versus the danger of her visions, screaming inevitable doom. But whispers spread like poison. Rival clans, the Lee Syndicate from Busan, catch wind through a bribed servant. The Kang boss has a witch black girl who sniffs out rats. Late night calls buzz in Kang's secure line. "She's unnatural, Jin. Old stories, cursed blood from the Veil Walkers. She'll bring the shadows." Kang dismisses them, but doubt creeps. He doubles her guard, eyes her with a mix of obsession and wariness. Christina feels the noose tightening. Her power saves his deals but paints a target on her back. One evening, as she dusts his private altar to ancestral spirits, their hands brush again over a jade dragon figurine. Sparks fly brighter. The curse gifts a vision, them locked in a kiss that tastes of blood, then her running from his burning mansion, rose petals trailing like tears. Heartbreak foretold. She pulls away, but he catches her wrist. "Stay!" The word hangs, heavy with unspoken want. Stakes climb higher, rivals plot. The curse hungers for their passion. What if trust becomes the deadliest lie? If a mind reader peered into your soul, saw every hidden flaw, would you trust them with your heart? Drop your honest take in the comments below. Smash like if these sparks have you craving more, and subscribe for the storm that's building. We're only scratching the surface of this cursed empire. Thunder crashes outside the Kang mansion like the gods themselves are at war. Rain lashing the windows in sheets that blur the line between night and chaos. It's been a week since the whispers of witch began slithering through the underworld, and tension coils tighter than a garrote wire. Kang Jin paces his war room, maps marked with rival incursions glowing under red emergency lights, perfect for Christina's curse to awaken. She's there silent in her uniform, pouring coffee for his lieutenants, but her eyes track every move, every flicker of deceit. Alarms blare. The Lee Syndicate strikes. Gunfire erupts from the East Gardens, shattering the fragile peace. "Intruders!" a guard bellows. Kang grabs his pistol, barking orders. "Secure the perimeter, Christina, stay back." But she doesn't. She follows, heart pounding, curse humming in her veins as shadows deepen with the storm. The raid explodes into violence. Assassins in black tactical gear breach the outer walls, silenced rifles spitting death. Bullets chew through marble columns. Guards fall, crimson blood mixing with rain. Kang fights like a demon, precise, lethal, his white shirt staining red as he drops two intruders with headshots. He spots her then, Christina frozen mid-corridor, an assassin lining up a shot from the balcony above. Time slows. He lunges, tackles her to the ground. Glass shatters overhead. They hit the floor hard, his body shielding hers, his weight pinning her in the dim glow of a flickering chandelier. The assassin tumbles past, dead before he lands, Kang's knife in his throat. Rain soaks them both through the broken window. He saved her. She saw his scar. The curse flares in the low light, not just his skin, but his aura, crimson threads weaving through gold, pulsing with buried guilt. A past betrayal, his family, for power. She stares up at him, inches apart, rain dripping from his loosened tie onto her cheek. Short breaths. He saved her. She saw his scar, the jagged line hidden under his collar from a brother's blade during the clan wars. Love ignited. His eyes darken, pupils blown wide, danger followed. "You're hit," he growls, fingers probing her side, no wound, just his own blood smeared from a graze. She shakes her head, curse spilling truths she can't hold back. "Not blood, guilt. You betrayed them, your brother." For the throne. His hand stills on her ribs. The raid rages on shouts, muzzle flashes, but the world narrows to them. "How?" he demands, voice rough, grip tightening. "The aura, it shows everything in shadows." He pulls back slightly but doesn't release her. Lightning cracks, illuminating the scar peeking from his shirt. "He came at me first. Our father's will split the empire. I chose power. He died regretting it." Confession hangs raw. Her fear cracks. Vulnerability floods in. They scramble up as gunfire nears. He drags her to a side passage, enforcers covering their retreat. In the dim servant tunnels, low bulbs casting crimson pools, she sees more. Loneliness in his aura, a void no empire fills. Golden threads fraying toward her. "You're alone," she whispers, stopping him cold. "Not anymore," he replies, thumb brushing her lip, electric spark jumping. The curse amplifies it, passion surges, vision hitting like a wave. Them tangled in silk sheets, then shattering, his betrayal carving her heart. Heartbreak foretold, but she confesses anyway. "I see your loneliness, it mirrors mine, the curse. It shows the end before it begins." His jaw clenches. "Then we rewrite it." He kisses her then, fierce, claiming, tasting of rain and gunpowder. Hands in her hair, bodies pressing, love versus danger. The storm roars approval. Guards burst in. Rivals retreating, boss, perimeter secure. Kang breaks away, chest heaving, eyes burning with new fire. He saved her. She saw his soul. Now the push-pull begins. Word of the witch Maid saving the boss spreads like wildfire through the clans. Lee Syndicate doubles their bounty. Inside the mansion, eyes watch, lieutenants questioning her hold over him. That night, alone in her quarters, another rose petal falls from her uniform pocket, fresh and bleeding dew. Doomed bonds tightening. Kang slips in later, shadows cloaking them. "You saw my scar, now show me yours." Fingers trace her curse mark, a faint crimson sigil on her collarbone from Alara's ritual. Sparks fly, passion builds, but her visions scream warning. His empire demands sacrifices, hers demands truth. One slip and it all crumbles. He pulls her close, whispers against her skin. "No more hiding." The raid forged them, shielded bodies, exposed souls. Short, punchy reality he protected, she pierced. Desire bloomed, threats circled. Emotional walls tumble as she admits, "The curse makes me run from feeling, but you make me stay." Tears mix with rain on her face. He wipes them, voice gravel soft. "Good." Outside, thunder rolls, echoing the storm within. Rivals plot revenge. The curse hungers for their growing bond. What happens when a crime lord's guilt meets a seer's fear? Empire shakes, hearts collide. If danger ever sparked something real in your life, hit that like button hard. And tell me in the comments, would you risk it all for a forbidden glance? Smash subscribe, the shadows are just warming up. This cursed romance is far from over. Days after the raid, the air in the Kang mansion thickens with unspoken hunger. Every glance between Christina and Kang Jin loaded like a chambered round. He doesn't summon her to public tests anymore. No, these are private now, intimate readings in the depths of his empire, where the line between ally and lover blurs into oblivion. First comes the armory vault, buried under the mansion's foundations, lit only by a single crimson-shaded lamp swinging like a pendulum. He brings in a trusted weapons smuggler, hands scarred from years of blood money. "Read him," Kang commands. Standing so close behind her, his breath warms her neck. The man swears the next arm's drop is clean, no rival plants. Her curse ignites, faint crimson haze thinning as he speaks truth. It fades to steady gold. Kang nods approval, but his hand lingers on her waist, possessive. Sparks dance where skin meets uniform. Push. She steps away, heart racing. Pull. He draws her back with a look that promises ruin. Next, his private office after midnight, maps of Seoul's underworld rolled out like battle plans. A lieutenant reports on Lee Syndicate movements. Crimson flickers lie about a safe house location. She exposes it. Kang's reward, a brush of knuckles down her arm, electric current surging through the curse. Golden trust blooms in his aura now, overwhelming the red, but it twists. Her visions warp the gold into chains, binding them both before snapping in mutual destruction. Him betraying her for clan loyalty, her fleeing with secrets that topple his throne. Hallucinatory warnings claw at her mind, flashes of them screaming in a burning garden, rose petals charring to ash. She gasps, clutching the desk. "What is it?" he demands, fingers tilting her chin. "Us, it ends in shards." He searches her eyes, voice dropping low. "Not if I rewrite the stars." Pull tighter. Desire coils, undeniable, passion amplifying into a fever she can't shake. The push-pull ignites fully in stolen moments. A hand grazing hers over teacups in empty kitchens, sending visions of tangled sheets and shattered glass. Eyes locking across strategy meetings, his loosened tie a constant reminder of control fraying. Guards notice. Whispers grow. "Boss is soft for the witch." He silences them with stares, but doubles her access. Her room now adjoins his wing, thin walls echoing his packing at night. One evening, he pulls her into the mansion's hidden garden, a secluded Eden of koi ponds and lantern-lit paths, walled off from the world by ancient stone and climbing ivy. Moonlight filters dim through overcast skis, perfect for auras, but tonight it's for them. Roses climb trellises everywhere, blood-red blooms heavy with dew, the motif shadowing her every step. "No tests," he murmurs, guiding her to a stone bench. "Just truth." They sit close, thighs brushing. Her curse hums, not crimson, but a golden vortex swirling with silver desire, so intense it blinds her to warnings. Immersive rhythm slows now, the world narrowing to heartbeats. His fingers trace her jaw, then collarbone where the curse sigil hides. Sparks erupt, brighter than ever. "You see my guilt, my loneliness, what else?" She leans in, vulnerability cracking wider. "Want for you." The kiss ignites, charged, consuming. His lips claim her slow at first, tasting of whiskey and power, then deepening with growl. Hands roam, his in her hair pulling just enough to arch her back, hers fisting his shirt, popping buttons. Tongues clash, bodies press, heat building in the cool night air. The curse amplifies every touch, passion floods her veins, visions melting into ecstasy, skin sliding slick, moans echoing off stone. Roses nearby quiver, petals loosening. Her resistance fades, wilting like the blooms brushing their feet. He lifts her against the trellis, roses crushing soft under her back, scent exploding thick and heady. Pull so strong it drowns the push. Then interruption shatters it, a sharp whistle from the garden gate. Kang freezes, pistol drawn in a blink. A guard rushes up, face pale. "Boss, loyalty test, now your cousin, here." Push snaps back hard. Kang straightens her uniform with trembling hands, eyes promising more. They follow to the interrogation room, dim bulbs casting long shadows. His cousin family, blood swears allegiance for a power share. Crimson erupts, blinding around him, thickest yet. "Traitor," she whispers. Kang's face hardens to stone. One shot, body hits floor. But the cousin's last words choke out. "She's poisoned, Jin, witch from the veil, Lee knows." The test gone wrong echoes, loyalty fractured, not just clan, but between them. Did her presence doom family ties? Visions surge back, mutual destruction clearer, his hand pulling the trigger on her. They retreat to the garden's edge, roses now wilting en masse, petals carpeting the path like fallen soldiers. Her fatting resistance mirrors them, desire pulls, curse pushes with heartbreak prophecies. He cups her face, thumb tracing kiss-swollen lips. "This changes nothing." But it does. Rivals close in, armed with her origins. Inside, his siblings plot, auras flickering red. Passion burns hotter, but warnings scream louder. What happens when trust turns to obsession in a world built on knives? Golden auras clash with crimson visions. Desire demands everything. If a kiss ever promised paradise but whispered hell, smash that like button twice. Comment below, could you surrender to a love that foretells your fall? Hit subscribe, the garden's fire is spreading. A week after the garden's interrupted fire, the Kang Empire shows its first true cracks, fractures spiderwebbing through loyalty like ice under a hammer blow. Christina moves through the mansion's veins now with wary grace, her uniform a second skin, but her curse sharper than ever, auras flaring brighter in every dim corner as paranoia seeps into the ranks. Kang keeps her shadowed at his side during council meetings, her presence an open secret fueling resentment among his lieutenants. One evening, in the opulent dining hall where ancestral portraits glare from silk walls, she pours sake for the inner circle, hardened enforcers, his cunning sister Jaeyeon with her razor smile, and a silver-haired advisor named Han, whose hands tremble slightly over his bowl. Low candlelight dances, curse heaven. Conversations swirl around territory grabs, Lee syndicate countermeasures. Han leans in, voice oily smooth. "The witch strengthens us, boss." But she's a liability, rivals will strike her first. Christina's eyes narrow, no crimson on him, yet. Later that night, alone in Kang's war room poring over intercepted Lee chatter, she spots it. Han slips in for a private report, door clicking shut. Dim desk lamp casts his shadow long. He swears the mole rumors are baseless, eyes locked on Kang with feigned devotion. But her curse roars awake. A betrayal aura explodes around Han, not faint threads but a throbbing corona of crimson, spiked tendrils lancing straight toward her like arrows. It targets her. She's the weakness. the chink in the Empire's armor. Hands planning to sell her out to deliver the witch to the Lee clan for a fat cut of Kang's turf. Her pulse thunders. She signals Kang with a subtle tray rattle. He plays it cool, nodding along, but his free hand under the desk grips her thigh, steel promise of judgment. "Leave us," he dismisses Han. The door shuts. Silence stretches, electric. Kang explodes into motion, slamming Han against the map wall, forearm to throat. "Talk!" The advisor crumbles fast under pressure, spilling, bribed by Lee months ago, feeding scraps, but now her power threatens his double game. The aura pulses confirmation. Kang's pistol presses to Han's temple. One muffled shot. Body slumps, blood arcing across territory lines drawn in red ink. Christina doesn't flinch, she's seen too much death here. But stakes skyrocket. Han's betrayal wasn't lone, it points to deeper rot. Lee knows her curse intimately now, whispers of Veil Realm sorcery circulating like venom. Assassins will come not for Kang, but her. The Empire fractures further, trust evaporates, guards tripled, siblings eyeing her with open suspicion. Jaeyeon corners her in the kitchens later. "He bleeds for you, we all pay." Push intensifies. In the aftermath, Kang pulls Christina to his private chambers, a sanctum of black lacquer screens and flickering hearthfire, dim enough for truths, bright enough for raw exposure. Door bolted. He paces, tie fully discarded now, shirt unbuttoned to reveal dragon tattoos coiling over scars. Tension coils unbearable. Then he stops, facing her, voice cracking the armor for the first time. "There's more. A secret binding me tighter than any chain." He rolls up his sleeve fully, exposing a faded ritual scar on his forearm, jagged Korean script from his father's deathbed oath. Blood vow of the clan elders, no love, no heirs outside bloodlines. Power above all, or the oath curses the breaker. Slow madness, shadows eating the mind until suicide claims you. It mirrors her curse perfectly, passion twisted to doom, empire demanding sacrifice. Her visions had glimpsed it, fragmented, him unraveling, clawing at invisible torment. "Why tell me now?" she asks, stepping into his space. Pull overrides push. Tension releases in a raw monologue, voices steady against the storm outside. He grips her shoulders, eyes boring deep. "Power built this. Took my brother, my father, it demands everything." She meets his gaze, curse humming gold through his aura, pure now amid the red scars. "I see your betrayals every day, the deals, the executions, the throne you clawed from graves. Lies to survive, but not your heart's truth." Her voice holds firm, vulnerability bared. "It's gold beneath the crimson, loyal to what breaks you. Like my curse shows passion's end, your oath shows love's cost. We mirror each other, doomed if we feel, damned if we don't." He exhales sharp, forehead pressing to hers. "Then we break both curses together." Hands slide to her waist, pulling flush. Sparks ignite, curse amplifying the gold into a blaze. Lips hover. No kiss yet, tension simmers, release in words first. "Power own me, you free me." Her confession. "Seeing truth chained me, you unchain it." But fractures deepen outside. Han's phone buzzes on the war room floor, Lee confirmation texts lighting up, plotting a hit on the weakness within days. Jaeyeon intercepts a servant spying for rivals. Empire teeters. Their bond solidifies amid the chaos, monologue forging steel from vulnerability. Rose petal slips from Christina's pocket onto the hearth rug, wilting slow in the heat, motif whispering resistance fatting but doom circling. Kang crushes it underfoot. No more symbols. Just us. Passion pulls harder, warnings push with visions of oath madness claiming him, her flight through veil portals. Stakes escalate, love versus legacy. One mole down, dozens waiting. What shatters first, the throne or their hearts? If power ever forced you to choose between love and survival, smash that like button with fury. Comment your rawest truth. What's the one oath you'd break for someone who sees your soul? Subscribe now. The Empire's cracking wide open. Lightning splits the soul sky like a vein bursting, thunder shaking the Kang Mansion's foundations as the crimson storm descends. Not just weather, but war. It's 2 nights after Han's body cooled on the war room floor, Lee Syndicate vengeance crashing through the gates in a blitz of black SUVs and automatic fire. Alarms wail. Guards scramble. Kang Jin stands at the grand foyer's balcony, pistol in one hand, commanding the chaos below. "Flank left, hold the east wing." Bullets punch through bulletproof glass, ricocheting off marble. Explosions rock the gardens where their kiss still lingers in memory. Pattern interrupt hits hard, action erupts, shattering the intimate tension of confessions into raw survival. Christina, uniform torn at the sleeve from earlier drills, stays glued to his side, curse thrumming alive in the storm's dim fury. Low light everywhere, flickering power, muzzle flashes, rain-lashed shadows, perfect for her power, but deadly for her heart. The ambush intensifies. Lee assassins pour in, 20, 30 strong, coordinated, masked, cutting down outer guards like wheat. Kang's men fight back, but something's off. Too many breaches. Insider help. A lieutenant shouts positions too late. Another falls clutching a gut shot. Christina scans the fray from the balcony edge, curse igniting auras amid the bedlam. There, 3 guards on the perimeter, their crimson betrayals blazing like beacons, directing Lee fire teams through side doors. Hidden traitors. Them. She yells over the din, pointing sharp. Kang whips around, sees her certainty. Take them out! His enforcers move, dropping the turncoats in sprays of blood. Her power saves him again, Lee's kill squad diverted, Kang untouched as bullets whip past his head. She exposes 2 more in the kitchens, whispering coordinates through his earpiece. West Hall, the cook, red aura. Shot fired remotely. Kang's empire holds, barely. But the curse backlash strikes like lightning's echo. Overload. Too many auras at once, crimson overload floods her vision, amplifying emotions into a maelstrom. Passion for him, fear for them, betrayal's rage, it twists inward. Her eyes burn white-hot, world dissolving into blinding crimson static. She collapses, clutching her temples, scream ripping free. Temporary blindness. No auras, no sight, just darkness and pain poolsing like a migraine from hell. Kang roars her name, scooping her up mid-firefight, shielding her body as he retreats enforcers covering. Fall back to the safe room. Bullets chase them through corridors slick with rain and gore. He kicks open the bunker door, reinforced steel, stocked for sieges, bars it shut. Silence falls, broken only by her ragged breaths and distant booms. Romance deepens in this vulnerability pit, the storm raging outside mirroring the one within. He lays her on a cot, hands steady despite blood dripping from his arm graze. Dim emergency lanterns cast soft glow, no curse trigger now. Blind, she reaches trembling fingers to his face. Reliance total. He tends her wounds first, a shallow cut on her forearm from debris, cleaning with medkit precision, bandaging with whispers. Hold still, Christina. His voice anchors her. Vulnerability cracks him open too. He stitches his own graze next, then pulls her against his chest, her head to his heartbeat. Slow rhythm, steady. You saved me again. She clings, world black but his warmth vivid. Couldn't let them take you. He tilts her chin, lips brushing forehead, then mouth soft, claiming. You're no maid, you're my shadow. The words sink deep, romance forging in mutual need. Her blindness forces trust, his care forces devotion. Hands explore in darkness, his tracing her curse sigil, hers mapping his scars. Pull overwhelms push. Passion simmers, visions absent but heartbreaks echo faint. He whispers stories to calm her, childhood in Busan alleys, rising through blood to claim the throne, the brother's betrayal that scarred him. She confesses more curse fragments. Alara's ritual details, the realm's crystal halls where love twisted to curse. Hours pass. Siege eases, his men repel Lee, traitors purged by her earlier calls. But her sight flickers back slow, crimson static fading to blurry gold. His aura pure, wrapped around hers. Reliance bonds them unbreakable. He feeds her water from canteen, fingers lingering. Shadow to my light, curse to my oath. She smiles faint, wilting rose petal tumbling from her collar unnoticed, crushed under his boot. Motif persists, doomed bonds thriving in chaos. Outside, dawn breaks the storm, Lee retreating bloodied. Empire survives but changed. Christina's power proven lethal, her weakness now his strength. Push-pull evolves. She blinds, he heals. She exposes, he protects. Rivals shattered but regrouping, armed with her shadow legend. Inside, siblings like Jaeyeon whisper of her hold tightening. Visions return hazy, golden trust laced with oath madness shadows, her flight through storms. Stakes tower higher. What forges love in blindness can blindside in light. Like for more dark romance twists that hit like thunder. Drop in comments, ever trusted blind in love's storm. Smash subscribe, the shadows cling tighter now. Dawn creeps over the Kang mansion like a reluctant witness, the crimson storm's wreckage littering the grounds, bullet casings glinting in puddles, Lee syndicate bodies hauled away by dawn patrols. Inside the bunker, Christina's sight returns fully, gold aura wrapping Kang Jin like a vow unspoken. Their reliance forges something unbreakable, but obsession blooms darker, roots twisting through the Empire's heart. Days blur into a haze of recovery and reckoning. Kang no longer hides her. No more shadowed readings or stolen garden glances. He claims her publicly, shattering the blood oath that bound him for a decade. At the next clan council, held in the grand hall under glaring chandeliers, too bright for auras, all eyes on raw power, he pulls her to his side on the raised dais. Lieutenants, siblings, enforcers pack the room, murmurs rippling like waves. Jaeyoun's eyes narrow to slits. "She's with me," Kang declares, arm around her waist, uniform traded for a sleek black dress he chose himself, claiming possessive. "Any threat to her is death to you," gasps Echo, the Oathbreaker. Madness looms by ritual curse, but he stares them down, dragons on his neck flexing with his pulse. Emotional reveal hits like a bomb, vulnerability bared for all, shares begging to explode. The room erupts. Jaeyoun slams her fist. "Father's blood binds us, no outsiders, no weakness." Fistfights break out among the ranks, loyalties fracturing. Kang's pistol quiets it, one warning shot into the ceiling. "She sees truth, saves us. She's mine." Christina stands tall beside him, curse dormant in the light, but heart pounding. Public claim cements their bond, Empire splitting into factions, loyalists cheering, doubters plotting with Lee remnants. Outside, whispers evolve to roars, Kang's witch shadow, now legend, bounty tripled. But her visions awaken fiercer post-blizzard, curse amplifying their obsession into prophecy. In stolen moments, passion floods, nights in his chambers, silk sheets tangling, bodies mapping scars and sigils. His lips on her curse mark. Her nails raking dragon ink, sparks eternal. Yet visions pierce the ecstasy, shadowy realm entities clawing through veils, skeletal forms with hearts devouring maws, drawn by disloyal love. Hungry for oathbreakers. Ilara's sorcery unbound, their union summoning wraiths to feast on betrayed souls. Heartbreak not just emotional, literal consumption. Push-pull peaks viciously. Passionate nights clash with brutal arguments over her dangerous gift. Dawn after their first public night together, sheets rumpled, rose motif recurs. Faint tattoos bloom on their skin overnight, blood-red roses etching across her collarbone, mirroring his forearm near the oath scar. Soul-deep bonds marking them, velvet petals vivid against flesh, pulsing with heartbeats. Magic undeniable. But morning brings fight. "Your visions doom us," Kang growls, tracing the new ink with reverence and rage. "They summoned shadows last night, I felt them scratching the walls." She shoves him back, voice raw. "My gift saved your throne thrice, hide from it and betrayal blindsides." He pins her to the bed, eyes feral. "It pulls you from me, always running to that realm." Passion reignites mid-argument, lips crashing, hands bruising, love and fury one. He takes her slow then, whispering obsessions. "Mine, shadow." No curse breaks this. Release shatters, roses blooming brighter on skin, but visions flood her. Entities circling closer, jaws unhinging for disloyal hearts. Days cycle the peak. Another council, he seats her at his right hand, rose tattoos peeking from collars, motif flaunted. She exposes a doubter's crimson aura in dim sidelight, executed on spot. Loyalty swells, but arguments rage private. "Disable the gift," he demands one storm-lashed evening, storm echoing Chapter 6's fury. "Find Ilara, end it." She laughs bitter, pushing away. "It's me. Curse owns my blood." Pull yanks back nights of fevered passion, bodies slick, roses throbbing like fresh wounds. Emotional reveal deepens. He confesses boyhood dreams of escape, her visions showing unlived lives, children, peace beyond power, tears mix with sweat. "You make me want it all," she admits terror. "Love summons devourers, but I stay." Push-pull tears at seams, arguments end in desperate unions, tattoos spreading like veins, soul bonds sealing doom. Rivals exploit fractures. Jaeyoun meets secret with Lee's spies, aura unseen. Entities whisper in Christina's dreams. "Disloyal hearts feed us." Empire holds by Kang's iron will, but obsession blinds him, guards lax, her safety paramount. Public claim drives shares, legend grows, oathbreaker and witch, roses tattooed eternal. Visions worn, shadows breach soon, hungry jaws snapping. Passion peaks, arguments scar. What devours first, entities or empire? If obsession ever broke your rules for love, smash that like button till it aches. Comment raw, break an oath for passion's fire, hit subscribe, roses bloom bloodier. Night falls heavy over the Kang mansion like a shroud woven from doubt itself. The public oath-breaking still echoing through fractured loyalties as whispers of shadowy entities claw at the edges of reality. A high-stakes alliance meeting convenes in the grand war room, maps unrolled across the oak table under dim strategic lamps that awaken Christina's curse with merciless clarity. Every flicker of light a potential revelation amid the gathered power players. Kang's loyalists rubbing shoulders with uneasy envoys from the neutral Park clan, their suits crisp, but eyes hungry for weakness. Kang Jin sits at the head, loosened tie a signature of his unraveling control, rose tattoo peeking from his collar as he brokers a truce. Shared territories against the Lee remnants, weapons pooled, vows sealed in blood pricked from thumbs. Christina stands at his shoulder, her black dress hugging curves marked by matching rose ink, scanning auras in the low glow, most steady gold threaded with ambition, Jaeyoun's flickering amber suspicion, the Park leader clean but guarded. Then it hits her, subtle as a blade's first nick. A faint crimson flicker dancing at the edges of Kang's aura, their one heartbeat, gone the next, pulsing like a hidden vein beneath the golden devotion she's clung to through storms and sieges. Layered questions unravel in her mind, coiling tighter than the dragons inked on his skin. Is his devotion real, forged in bunker vulnerability and garden fire, or a strategic ploy to wield her curse as his ultimate weapon, keeping the witch close to control the seer, empire over heart? The meeting drags, voices droning details of shipment routes and hit lists, but her gaze bores into him, that crimson wisp flaring brighter when he locks eyes with the Park envoy. A calculated smile playing on his lips that mirrors the oily lies she's exposed in others. Doubt festers, amplified by the curse's emotional hunger, visions overlapping reality. Flashes of him trading her to the Parks for permanence, her bound in Veil Realm chains while he reclaims his oath-unbroken throne. She grips the table edge, knuckles whitening, rose tattoos throbbing like fresh brands. The deal seals with handshakes and sake toasts, but as the room empties, she corners him alone in the shadowed alcove, door slamming shut like fate's gavel. "That flicker," she hisses, voice low thunder, stepping into his space until their rose-marked chests nearly touch. "Crimson in you lies after everything." Drama crescendos slow and immersive, the confrontation stretching into a tear-streaked showdown painted in long, languid sentences that pull you deep into the fracturing of souls bound by ink and curse. He towers over her at first, eyes flashing denial, hands rising to cup her face with that familiar, possessive gentleness she's drowned in night after night. But she shoves him back against the map wall, territories crumpling under his weight as her curse unleashes full force. Fueled not by external betrayal, but their own amplified passion, twisted into hallucinatory illusions that bloom vivid between them. Spectral images erupt from her sigil, curse-made illusions of alternate betrayals materializing in the dim air. He sees himself drawing a pistol on her in this very room, whispering strategic sweet nothings to Jaeyoun about sacrificing the witch for clan unity. Her chained in Alara's crystal throne room bartering visions for freedom, while he laughs with Park allies over her corpse. She witnesses him plotting in the garden where they first kissed, rose trellises wilting as he carves her sigil from his skin to appease oath shadows, entities feasting on her heart alone. Tears carve silver tracks down her cheeks, voice breaking steady into raw plea. "Is it real, Kang? The shadow vows the obsession weapon or want." Rhythmic shift immersing you in every heaving breath, every trembling fingertip tracing rose tattoos that pulse mismatched now, hers blooming vibrant crimson, his fading to ashen doubt. He staggers under the illusions, wait, auras flicker exploding into a storm of red and gold clashing like thunderheads, collapsing to his knees before her as the visions shred his defenses. Long sentences weaving the unraveling of a crime lured into something achingly human. Hands clutching her hips not in dominance but desperation. Forehead pressing to her abdomen as sobs wrench free. Confessions spilling like blood from a fresh wound. The flicker. It's fear, not ploy. Fear of losing you to the shadows you summon. Fear the oath madness already gnaws my edges since I claimed you publicly. crimson born from my own buried plan to send you away for safety, not betrayal, but lies to protect what I can't lose. She sinks with him, floors cold against knees, fingers threading his hair as illusions swirl slower now, tear-streaked faces inches apart, her steady voice cutting through. I see betrayals daily, but this. Your heart fights the red, gold winning bloody, passion pulling them into a bruising kiss mid-downfall, bodies slamming together against the wall, hands roaming scars and sigils, curse illusions dissolving into sparks that ignite rather than destroy. Push-pull fractures open, doubt validated yet devotion proven, crimson flicker fading to pure gold under her gaze. But layered questions linger unresolved, dramas peak echoing outward. Jaeyeon spies through a cracked door, aura unseen. Park envoys whisper of the witch's breakdown. Entities' whispers grow to growls in Christina's dreams, drawn closer by the emotional eclipse. Empire teeters on their showdown's edge, roses on skin wilting faintly at the edges, soul bonds tested in illusory fires. Rivals circle the fracture. Visions clarify. Betrayal's eclipse births true union or devours all. What eclipses love, doubt's shadow or heart's light? If doubt ever tore your soul bare in love's grip, smash that like button till it breaks. Comment deep, real or ploy, which cuts deeper? Hit subscribe, eclipses hide hungrier shadows. Dawn breaks fragile over the Kang mansion. Betrayal's eclipse leaving scars deeper than any bullet, but forging Christina and Kang Jin into a united front against the unraveling empire. Rose tattoos poolsing in sync now. Gold overtaking crimson flickers as doubt burns away in their tear-streaked resolve. Whispers of Jaeyeon's spying and Park envoy murmurs fuel urgent action. They rally loyalists at dusk in the war room. Maps redrawn with vengeance lines. Her visions guiding strikes on Lee holdouts, while his oath-breaking rallies the faithful. United, they move as one, her curse exposing 2 more traitors in the ranks during a midnight raid on a Busan warehouse, crimson auras lighting snipers in the gloom, Kang's pistol singing death as bodies drop into the harbor. Passion simmers constant now, stolen kisses amid gunpowder, hands clasped over rose ink, push-pull evolved into unbreakable pull. Rivals crumble under coordinated fury. Lee syndicate bosses captured, interrogated in the mansion's depths, her power stripping every lie until they break. Empire stabilizes, but the air hums wrong, heavy with Veil Realm static, shadows lengthening unnaturally indoors, whispers echoing Alara's hiss from Christina's nightmares. Entities circle closer, jaws gnashing for disloyal hearts, drawn by their cursed union. The reckoning veils itself until the eve of alliance solidification, when a portal rips open unbidden in the grand foyer, crystal-veined rift swirling black and crimson, spilling mist that smells of foxfire and decay straight from the hidden realm. Alara emerges, sorceress queen in obsidian robes shimmering like fractured stars, eyes locked on Christina with rival envy reignited after years. You stole nothing, girl. You summoned me with your Oathbreaker's love. Guards open fire, spells deflect bullets into sparks. Kang shields Christina, dragon tattoos glowing faint as realm magic recognizes him. Revelation crashes like thunder. Alara's voice drips venom, unveiling Kang's family tie to the fantasy realm. His grandmother, a Veilwalker exiled for forbidden unions, wove the Kang bloodline with sorcery. The oath scar on his arm not just mafia ritual but a diluted binding to realm entities, explaining his madness resistance, the gold in his aura. Your blood called me back, Alara sneers, tendrils lashing guards to walls. Disloyal hearts feed my children. Shadows consume the mansion, walls bleeding black ichor, chandeliers crashing, entities materializing as skeletal horrors with maws unhinging for souls. Battle erupts visceral, immersive chaos painting every strike in desperate rhythm. Kang fights with realm-fueled fury, knife-carving entity flesh that reforms oozing. Christina channels curse overload, eyes blazing white as she exposes Alara's weaknesses. Faint crimson aura on the sorceress betraying her own hidden fear of true love's purity. They tag team. He distracts with gunfire, she whispers flaws. Her heart sigil left rib. His blade plunging true, drawing first sorceress blood. United against rivals and realm alike, they push Alara back toward the portal, roses on their skin blooming defiant vibrant red amid the carnage. Jaeyeon bursts in mid-fray, aura flaring unseen till now pure crimson, her spying sold coordinates to Alara for throne usurpation. Sister Betrayal, Kang growls, but Christina's power falters under strain. Passion peaks in vulnerability. He pulls her behind a toppled statue, lips crashing fierce. My shadow, we end this. Her nails digging his scars, gold auras merging visible now, soul bonds sealing power. Shadows consume deeper, foyer collapsing into void, entities swarming, mansion groaning like a dying beast. Alara rallies, portal widening to swallow all. Christina's final vision surges, curse climaxing emotions into prophecy. Crimson auras of every foe, Jayon, Alara, lurking guards, merging into blinding gold as their love transmutes betrayal to unity, entities recoiling from pure devotion's light. Hope ignites. They charge together, Kang's hand outstretched to hers across the rift's maw. But a hidden betrayer strikes, Jayon's dagger flashing from shadows, unseen aura cloaked by realm interference, plunging toward Christina's back. Kang lunges. He reached for her hand. Then the darkness claimed them both. Portal snaps shut. Silence falls over ruins, fade to black. Part 2 if we hit 10K likes, subscribe for the reckoning. If this veiled twist gripped your soul, smash like and comment. Shadow or gold, which claims you? The Empire awaits. Thank you for watching.